Alright, my name is Jonathan, and today we're going to be talking about reasons we have to live right lives as Christians. So this is based on what Scripture has to say. These are motives we have for living rightly and for putting off wrong living. The first one would be our new nature. The fact that it's not who you are anymore. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 22 through 24 says, "To take off your former way of life, the old self that is corrupted by deceitful desires, to be renewed in the spirit of your minds, and to put on the new self, the one created according to God's likeness in righteousness and purity of the truth." The second one would be we owe God. 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 20 says, "For you were bought at a price, so glorify God with your body." The third reason would be sin is bad. Romans chapter 7 verse 13 says, "But sin, in order to be recognized as sin, was producing death in me through what is good, so that through the commandment sin might become sinful beyond measure." The fourth reason would be because righteousness is good. Psalm 33 chapter 5 says, "He loves righteousness and justice. The earth is full of the Lord's unfailing love." The fifth reason would be because we have a calling for righteousness, a calling for love to God, and a calling to be someone for God. 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 9 through 12 says, "But you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for his possession, so that you may proclaim the praises of the one who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. Once you were not a people, but now you are God's people. You had not received mercy, but now you have received mercy. Dear friends, I urge you as strangers and exiles to abstain from sinful desires that wage war against the soul. Conduct yourselves honorably among the Gentiles, so that when they slander you as evildoers, they will observe your good works and will glorify God on the day he visits." The sixth reason would be because of love for God. 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 14 through 15 says, "For the love of Christ compels us, since we have reached this conclusion, that one died for all, and therefore all died, and he died for all, so that those who live should no longer live for themselves, but for the one who died for them and who was raised." Now the seventh one would be because of consequences. Galatians 6 verse 7 says, "Don't be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever a person sows, he will also reap." Just a recap would be our new nature, the fact that we owe God, how sin is bad and righteousness is good, that we have a calling, the love for God, and the consequences of sin. What is your motive when you're confronted with having to love your enemies, bless those who curse you, and pray for those who spitefully use you? When you're confronted with some secret temptation, what is your motive for doing the right thing and putting off the wrong thing? Alright, my name is Jonathan. I just kind of wanted to get this information out there. God bless.